In today's tutorial, we'll be looking at how to impute variables and data in SPSS, the step-by-step process on how to correctly impute data and variables in SPSS. Looking at the SPSS interface, when you look down here, we have what we call data view and what we call variable view. So whenever we want to impute the names of the variables we want to use for the analysis, we come to variable view. And then when we want to impute the data, you go to data view. So for instance, we want to impute variables about students for analysis. Let's say our first variable is student ID. Now the second variable, let's say, is the gender of the student. The third variable maybe is the age. Now as you are putting the variables here under variable view, if you go to data view, you will see the names of the variable appearing on top across the rows. When you come to data view, you see the names of the variables on the columns, each of the variable representing a column. But when you come to variable view, you see that the names of the variables are here as rows. So it is whatever you put under variable view that you are going to see when you go to data view. So age, now student score, let me put score. Then let's put maybe the last variable for this tutorial, let's say student grade. Now before I proceed, number one, when you're imputing variables, space is not permitted. You cannot put a variable and then let's say this ID, you space it. You can see they say variable name contains an illegal character. So number one, you cannot put space. Space is not allowed when you are imputing variables in SPSS. Also, special characters like full stop, like comma, they are not allowed in SPSS. You can see variable name contains an illegal character. So you cannot use space, you cannot use special characters. The only special character you can use is underscore. That is why when you see variable number 5, we have student grade and it's accepted like this. But if I remove this underscore now, let's say I put space, number one, they will not accept it. The only special character is permitted is underscore. So after you have imputed, let's go back to our data view again and see how this looks. When you come to data view, you see that all the variables we included are here as columns. If you want to impute data now, this is where you impute data. Let's say student ID, let's say 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, let's take it to 10, 7, 8, 9, 10. This is our student ID from 1 to 10. That means we are making use of 10 participants for this analysis. So let's go back to variable view. So when you come to variable view, now after the name of the variable, the second thing is type. And the type that is mostly used in SPSS is numeric, that is numbers. SPSS works with numbers. So whenever you're going to impute your data, they are going to be in numbers. But there are other options like date, dollar, custom currency. They can also be used, but mostly when you're analyzing data in SPSS, it's in numbers. All right, so after the type, we have width. You don't need to bother yourself much about this. Now this one, we have a decimal. This is talking about the decimal places that your data is going to be in one decimal place, in two decimal places. By default, it is set on two decimal places. When you come to data view, this ID that I put, you have 1.00, 2.00, but I don't want it to be in two decimal places. So when I come to variable view and this decimal place, I bring it down to 0. You realize that when you go to data view, you do not have all these decimals here. After this one, the next thing is label. Label gives you more information about your variable. That is what is going to appear in your output window when you are doing analysis. So this ID simply means student ID, gender. You can still leave it as gender, age. You can put it as age of student. And when you are putting labels Under labels, it supports spacing and special characters. It is when you are putting variable names that you cannot use spacing and special character, but under label, you have the liberty to use space. Now, score, let's label it as student score. Then the last variable, which is student grade, you can still leave it like this, student grade, whether it is A or B or C or D. So that is about that one. Then after the label, the next thing here that you need to understand is the values. The values, you set it mostly when you are using categorical variables. Then the another one that is most important is measure. Now in SPSS, it makes use of three basic measures. We have the nominal, which is categorical. We have the ordinal, which is also categorical, but it brings order in terms of ranking. And then we have the scale. So like in ID, it is not in categorical form as it were. So it can leave it as scale. Now gender is categorical, whether either male or female, so it is nominal. Then age is not categorical. So you leave it as scale. Then we have score. If you don't understand the four levels of measurement in statistics, please, you can read about it, or very soon we'll post a video that explains them in this channel, because there are four basic levels of measurement in statistics that you must understand and know if you must know how to solve data analysis, which are the nominal, the ordinal, the interval, and the ratio. Scale is for both interval and ratio. So student grade is scale. All right, let's go back to our values. Values for scale variables like ID, you don't need to set anything under values. But for nominal, which is categorical variable like gender, you need to set the values. Because, like I said earlier, we make use of numbers. So for instance, male is represented by a number, female is represented by a number, but you are the one that will define it. So under these values here in gender, when you click on these three dots, you can say 1, the value of 1 will represent male. You press add. The value of 2 will represent female. Click add. In a situation where you have a categorical variable like religion that occurs in more than two levels, for instance, Christian, Islamic, traditional, you can put another value, value 3, you label it, even if it is up to 10. That is how you impute the values and the label to define your variable. Now, after you have put the value and the label, press OK. You have defined it. All right, so coming to age, we are taking it as scale, so you don't need to impute values to define it. Score as well, you don't need it. And that is all. So coming to data view now, we have defined our variables. So here we can put male. Let's say male. Remember, we define male to be 1, but like I said, in SPSS you make use of numbers. So as I just put male here, you can see nothing is showing. All you just have to do is to put the numbers that represent those levels of variables that we defined earlier. So for instance, let's say the first person is female, and which is 2. The second person, male, 1. Let's say just put 1, 2, 1, 1, 2, 2, 2, 1. Alright, so these numbers here, they are representing either male or female. Now when you come to this place, value labels, and you click it, you will see that it will change. Female, male, male. Meanwhile, we didn't put female, male, 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 we put numbers. But because we defined our variables correctly under variable view, because we say 1 is for male, 2 is for female, so when we put 1, SPSS knows that we're talking about male. If we put 2, SPSS knows that we're talking about female. But then we are not supposed to have it in decimal places. So let's go back to our variable view, under gender, and then under decimal, we set it to 0. So let's go back to our data view and see. So we have it like this, 2111. So this is how to do it now for age. You can just put a random age of the students because of this tutorial. Let's say this person is 21, 18, 20, 24, 19, 19, 18, 21. This is how to impute data and variables. I believe at this point you already understand how to impute variables and data in SPSS. Then score is talking about the student scores in the exam. Let's say this person has 75. Now we have 38, 44, 49, 59. Let's say the last one is 90. So at this point, with what you have gotten here, you can proceed to do your analysis. But basically, this is how to impute variables and data in SPSS. Remember the rules I told you earlier? When you're imputing data in SPSS, you don't use spacing, you don't use special characters to write variable names. If at all you want to use special character, you use underscore. That is the only one that is allowed. And then SPSS understands numbers. Thank you so much for watching this video on this channel today. If this video has helped you in any way, if it has enhanced your understanding of this topic, we'd like to get your feedback in the comment section. If there is any statistical problem that you are facing, you can drop it in the comment section so that we can do video as fast as possible on it. In this channel, we promise to offer you nothing short of value as far as statistics is concerned. Thank you once again for joining today's video. Help us to like this video, share, comment, and don't forget to subscribe and click on the notification bell for more videos like this on this channel. See you in our next video.